Hey, John Sonmez from SimpleProgrammer.com. So I got a question from actually a friend of mine that was actually on Facebook, and I decided to turn this into a video because yes, even if you're a friend of mine, you still get answers from me via video. But I'm going to try and summarize this because it's fairly long, and I also don't want to name names here, but essentially, this friend of mine, he basically he's been coming to me for some advice in the past on programming, and he's a friend of a friend, so that's how we met, and basically, he's tried to go into programming and try to sit down and learn it on a regular basis, but he's not finding he's having a hard time doing that. So he's thinking maybe it's not his cup of tea, right? So he's basically in this sort of dead-end career right now, and he's been at this job for a long time in the same field. It doesn't have very much upward mobility, not something he's passionate about and loves. He actually quit it and tried this totally different thing, installing Google Fiber in people's homes. Found that wasn't really his cup of tea either. So he kind of went back to what he was doing, and then he mentions that basically he wants to find a career or a job or hobby, in kind of a combination of all those things that he really loves. He mentions that there's some friends of his that have jobs that they're doing well and they're making good money, but they don't really love it. It's not a passion for them. So, but that's what he wants to find, right? And so he talks about he's got some hobbies, right? Painting, reading, writing, video games, but he can't find the hobby/career that he wants to pursue. He spent 5 years in this kind of analysis phase, trying different things, thinking about this, and then he's got some insights into what he wants to do. He's gone through TED Talk advice, through Live Your Life challenges, strength finding books, aptitude tests, countless hobbies, and lots of research on careers, including a Myers-Briggs test, which is like a personality, like a aptitude kind of test to figure out what you should do. So he says he's open to just about anything at this point, and he's looking for some advice. So I'm going to try and give some honest advice of what I would suggest here. So the very first thing is to realize that work is work. I think this is something that I don't know where we get this concept, but for some reason we think that we need to find our passion. There's a really good book on this subject called, by Cal Newport, which is I just forgot the name of the book. Let me just look this up here. It's weird to know the author name, but not the actual book. But the book by Cal Newport is So Good They Can't Ignore You. And it's about not following your passion. I'll put the link here in this video. But essentially, this is a good book to check out. But essentially, it's sort of the same idea that I've had for a long time, which is basically don't think that your work is going to be something that you're passionate about and love. If you're trying to find the thing that you're passionate about and that really motivates you and that you love, and then that's what you want to do for your work, it's not going to work out. It really isn't. I was just talking to someone the other week about what if they could do anything, what would they do? And this was at a conference, and this girl told me, she said, I would do painting full time. I would do the painting that I'm doing as a hobby right now, and I would love to get paid, and if I could make a job out of that. And my response was, but then it would become work, and you maybe start to hate painting. She kind of thought about that for a little bit. I think most people are opposed when I say something like this, but it's extremely true. If you take my situation, right? I kind of, as a programmer sitting there working for someone else, I thought, oh, if I could write, I love writing blog posts. I like making videos and doing podcasts. That'd be awesome. If I could do that for my full-time job, how cool would that be? And it is pretty cool, but it's also work. I've realized that, even you might think, hey, recording this YouTube video, that seems like a lot of fun. That can't be work, and you're actually making some money and getting paid for doing this. Uh, that can't be work, but it is. It is work. It is. I sat down this morning and said, man, I've got to do some YouTube videos. I don't feel like doing YouTube videos this morning. Sometimes I do, but the point really is that it doesn't matter what you think is going to be fun. I mean, if you're a video game tester, right? If you love playing video games, right, or let's say not even tester, let's say that just video game reviewer, right? That's a pretty dang cool job, right? It would become work. You would say, man, I don't feel like playing this video game. And even the playing part, not even the writing up the review part. I don't even feel like playing this video game, but I have to do it because it's work. It's how I get paid. So whatever your passion is, if you found it anyway, by doing it as a career, it would crush it. Now, that's not to say that you can't love what you do, but you have to make the conscious choice and really you love what you do because not only because you choose to love it, but because you start to develop expertise in it and you've developed the right attitude about it. You're not trying to find the thing that is fun or enjoyable all the time. You start to enjoy things that are work and are hard because they're work and they're hard over time. And you have to. It's an attitude shift. It's a change here. So here's my advice. Don't go out there and look for that perfect job or opportunity. Don't go and follow your passion. Instead, if anything, and this is going to seem a little bit weird, follow the money. I tell a lot of young kids getting out of college or starting their careers, go and look for the highest paying job you can find. Because whether you like a thing or not isn't so important. I mean, you might go into a career field that you really like, right? And you might like it for a year or two, but then eventually it's going to become work. It will eventually become work just like anything else. So when it gets to that point, the most important thing is going to be your financial future, because that's why we're working, right? Let's not kid ourselves. We're not working because we're bored. We're working because we need to make money. So I would really base my career choices on aptitude and finances. So what I mean by this is where is your aptitude, right? What can you do well and make the most money at? So obviously everyone is not going to be a lawyer or a doctor or a software developer, but based on your aptitude, maybe one of those things, maybe one of those high-paying professions would be beneficial to you. Now that doesn't mean that you can't dream and have a plan. It just aside from that, right? I mean, I want to be an entrepreneur. I figured out how to get out of my career and become that, but I understand that it's still work. But I started off trying to make money, right, in order to be able to do this. So and even now, right, as an entrepreneur, I'm basing my goals around what was going to generate income to some degree. So it really doesn't matter what you pick, is what I guess I'm saying, is what you want to do. The worst thing you can do, though, is to not advance down some course of action, to sit and think, to analyze this, to overanalyze this. This is the worst course of action. And unfortunately, yeah, I know you're doing that now, so stop. Just pick something. If you have to take a dart and throw it at the wall and just pick a thing, then say that's a thing, but don't second guess it. Just believe it and go down that path. And think about the future. I mean, if you pick a path and you go down that path for 5 years or 10 years, right, and you pour everything you got into it, right, you're creating your own passion. If you can create your own passion, think about where you'll end up. You're going to be extremely successful as long as you're pouring your energy and devotion into it. Whatever you do is going to take effort. It's going to be hard. You're not going to feel like doing it. You're not going to feel motivated. You're going to have to push through that. That's why not everyone goes to the Olympics. That's why not everyone becomes a rock star or even becomes good at music or good at anything. That's why most people suck at they have no skill that is exceptional. They have no really good quality because they don't make it. They don't push hard enough. They don't keep going. They feel like they have to have passion. They feel like they have to find the thing for them. And so what do? They work a job until they can find the thing that they really love, and they do that for 30 years and sit at home on the couch and get fat and watch TV every night and drink alcohol to cope with their life. Don't do that. Instead, just pick a thing. It doesn't even matter what it is. Trust me, you can love whatever it is that you do. You could be a janitor and totally love it, as long as you don't second guess it and you pour your heart into it. Pour your heart into it and choose to make this your passion, and you will see results. If you're trying to get better at a thing, if you're really, deciding that this is the road you're going to go, then you're going to, as you hit that expertise level, as you start to get better at it, you're going to find passion. And it's not always going to be there. Your motivation is going to wax and wane, right? It's going to go up and down. Your passion is going to go up and down. But the more skill that you get, the better you get at a thing, and the more you head down a path, the better rewards you're going to get, which is going to make it well worth it, right? I've been a software developer for, over 15 years now, and through that time, man, I've gone through lots of highs and lows, but I stuck with it, and now the rewards are very, very high, right? I can get a very high-paying job. I can do work that I enjoy a lot more. I enjoy the work more because I understand the work more, because I feel like I'm an expert in this area. So yeah, so don't overanalyze. Don't worry about this stuff. Seriously, just pick a thing. It doesn't matter what it is. Pick the thing that's going to make you money, that you have aptitude for, and get rid of this dream of doing what you love, or of finding the thing that you love and doing that for work. It's not going to happen. And whoever tells you that it does or it will happen, it's backwards. It's the other way around. If you pick a thing and you pour your heart into it and you devote yourself to it and you develop your own motivation and your own passion for it, then eventually it starts to feed itself. Then you will develop a passion for the thing. Maybe it will become your calling. Just don't waste time. Don't think about this anymore. Don't beat yourself up. Just get out there and do something, and believe that this is true. Believe that I'm not saying don't have dreams. I'm not saying don't have passions, but you're going to find those things by pursuing a thing. If you just pick, just don't want to make this too long, but if you picked one silly thing, like let's say that you decide to join ballet, right? Kind of a random thing. If you started doing it and you started like reading up on ballet and it might be you might not like it at first, but eventually you would enjoy it. This is the thing to remember. So I don't know. Hopefully this helps you. I realize this is probably not the answer that you want. If you're in this situation, you probably don't want to hear this answer. You probably want to hear some kind of better answer than that. But I'm telling you, this is the truth. This is life. Work will always be work. Anytime someone pays you money to do a thing, you will start to hate that thing to some degree. It's up to you to choose to continue to make it through, to hit the stage where it becomes a reward for you, and fill your life with other things. You're going to have other hobbies and things as well. But yeah, again, and I point to my situation again. I'm in what a lot of people would call the dream job, but it's still work from day to day. It doesn't mean that I don't love it. I wouldn't be doing something else, but I've chosen to love it. And this is what you have to remember: is you choose it. It's all about your attitude. If anything, perfect your mind and your contentment with life. I'd encourage reading some of the Stoics, Seneca. Even going back to Greek philosophy, Aristotle, Socrates, Plato, very much talks about this mindset of being happy with what you have and internally choosing to be happy. And hard work is really the thing that's going to make you happy. It doesn't matter what you're doing. It just matters how you feel, how you choose to feel about what you're doing. All right, I think I've said enough. This is way, way, way too long. So take care. If this is helpful to someone, share this, please. I would appreciate that. And if you would like to see more videos like this, definitely subscribe to my channel. Take care. See you next time.